Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is me, Mike. It is Thursday, August 3rd, about 9:30 in the morning, Big Brother time. And as I talk to you right now, there's two house guests that are up. Bowie, and I'm not sure who the other person is, but doesn't matter. I'm not going to get sidetracked by this. I would be starting to watch this. I'm going to just talk about what's going on in Big Brother because so much has gone on since last night. Look, it's going to be very hard for me to do this. I almost need to write down an outline, but I'm not going to. I am just going to wing it and try to cover everything. I am not going to recap the show. I am not going to tell you things that you should already know, except for to say, I'm sorry. I will recap the show slightly. So, house guests come on. It was like, if you look at it, it's almost like three parts. The first part was all introductions, all the videos. We meet all the house guests. Great. They march them out all on stage. So all 16 of them were on stage. Then Julie says, you're all going to the backyard. She sent them in groups of four. They got to go to, there was four different competitions, which is kind of like last year. They were told each one of you has to go to a different in the four groups, in your group, four groups of four, one from each group has to go to a different competition. So there was four competitions with four people each, right? Are we still all together here? So bear that in mind, because that means CBS determined the one little bit of control that CBS had over this was that they could make sure that people could not be competing against each other, right? They by the way they said in the four groups of four, they could, if they didn't want people competing against each other, they would put them in the same group of four, and they were guaranteed not to be competing against each other. Well, in the end, they get to pick their own competitions, so they couldn't quite control that. But in the end, we have our four competitions. I don't know. It was not a good look for people that have been concerned, about the racial makeup. Let's cut to the chase here about the racial makeup of Big Brother, about the way things have gone. When the first three losers of the competitions are all black, you're like going like, whoa. Now, I don't think there was anything. It wasn't supposed to go that way. This is just the way some things work out sometimes. I mean, it was a puzzle competition. It was a physical competition. And it was another kind of a puzzle competition, and they just were the slowest ones in each of those. What do you do? And then the final competition was basically for white people. So at least they had that they didn't have to worry about. So that was a physical competition that Corey lost. Corey gets pulled off stage. By the way, he was back in the house by the time the feeds came on. We still don't know exactly what was going on there. We don't know what happened to him while he was off stage. No one has figured it out yet. I'm sure we'll hear about it eventually, but it doesn't seem to be like. The only thing right now is it sowed some seeds of doubt among the house guests because they think he got a power maybe or something. They don't know, and he's saying nothing happened. So that's not good for him because it's kind of working against him, and it could be big problems for him. We don't know how this is all going to play out yet, by the way. Bear that in mind that we have four nominees. Again, they are Felicia, Nicole, Jared, and Corey, right? Are those my four nominees? No, Kristen. Jared, Kristen, Felicia, and Corey. Those are your four nominees. So remember, Jared they walked back into the house after the competitions were all done, and there was Cirie standing at the table. Okay, I don't know how much I've talked about Cirie in my previous ScarCast. I really hadn't mentioned potential people coming into the house because, frankly, I didn't want it to happen. So let me give you a very brief synopsis, and there will be some spoilers here for people that haven't seen Cirie on other shows. I'm sorry, I've danced around it, but you can't dance around it anymore at this point. So you're going to find out something that you may not know if you haven't watched Cirie. They will talk about the fact that Cirie has played on Survivor. They did in the introductions. She's played in four seasons. She's never won. She's gone out a couple of times. Unfortunately, she couldn't make fire her first season, et cetera, et cetera. She got unlucky in one season. She's played very, very well. It's just been little bits of fate that have lost it for her. So She's loved by the Survivor fandom. She is regarded as the best player to have never won by a lot of people. And I am not saying any of this disparagingly, mind you. I'm just trying to give you the list of things. I think she's an awesome player. I watched her play. I probably watched her play a little bit on Survivor back in season 12 because I was probably still watching it a little bit back then. But I was waning. I was pretty waned by that point. And I know I've watched her in bits and pieces. I've fallen away from Survivor, to be honest. And so I just don't keep tabs on it. As I talk to you right now, Cirie is talking to Felicia in the storage room, and Bowie, whatever her name is up and starting to move about. So they are actually starting to move about, and I don't think they've been given a wake-up call yet. I'm missing some potential strategy here, but I'm going to power on. So, anyways, Cirie, huge Survivor person. I don't know how many people in the house actually know that, but they know that she's on Survivor. They know, but like one of them was like, "Oh, you were on more than one season?" Whereas Corey at one point just basically word vomited everything to Cirie, telling her how much he knew about her game, like to the minuscule level to where Cirie has to go like, "Okay, this guy's going to be a problem." Now, Cirie has not indicated that she knows that Corey's brother was on Survivor. So that's a little tab. And they didn't show that on the TV show either last night on the thing that Corey's brother was on Survivor. He was a first eviction, but he's kind of active on TV on social media. So he is out there. This is how this is going to go. For the first few days, this is how crazy it's going to be, guys. Corey word vomited everything to Cirie. Cirie is again, very good player. Oh, also, Cirie has also played. I've seen Cirie play in a small short show called Snakes in the Grass that came out last year for a couple of different, or early in the spring. Small short. I think maybe it was on Peacock. I don't even know what channel it was on, but I watched it. She played in that, so I got to see her play in that, and she also played in The Traitors, which I talked about. Which is a show I enjoyed. I actually enjoyed the U.S. version the least. I enjoyed the Australian and the British version better. But she played in the U.S. version, and she won the U.S. version. She played against Rachel, Riley, and I can't remember who else all was playing on it. But she played against Survivor, Amazing Race people, and Big Brother people, and she beat them all. She's really good. What you haven't ever seen, as far as I know, but having not watched Survivor, is you've never seen the behind-the-scenes gameplay of Cirie, right? They edit all that stuff out. We talk about this. I've talked about this all the time, about how you don't see everything that's going on. There are no live feeds on Survivor. Last night, a couple of highlights on Cirie. She talked to several people. She's already working on an alliance with Felicia, with Kristen, and with Nicole. A 4-person alliance. And she was telling a couple of different ones of them she wants them to be an alliance. They have not all got together, by the way. She's been talking to all these people individually. She wants them all to work together. She wants them to each get an extra person. Now this is kind of a cookout. This strategy has been used in multiple seasons, mind you. All right, let's not. I'm not to disparage the Cookout Alliance, but that is the most recent season that really it used it to a T and it worked perfect for them. But it has been used. Brigade used it as well. Derek and Cody basically insulated themselves with alliance upon alliance upon alliance. It's just a strategy. You just put yourself at the center of other alliances, and then you can kind of cover yourself. As a matter of fact, Cirie is trying to form this 4-person alliance, but what she really is going to do, and you know it, is that her number one is her son Jared. And she's going to, it seems like she's going to form this 4-person alliance. She's going to then say, we're all going to get one extra person. And she is going to take on Jared, or she's going to have somebody else take on Jared within that group. So it would be better for her not to be directly linked with Jared. We better say, Felicia, you take Jared. And that way, they've got a thing going there so that they're not directly connected. There's a little line of separation between the two of them and how they came together. Looks like Felicia's cam talking, by the way. There hasn't been much cam talking, but these guys are getting up for the day, even though I don't think they've been officially woken up yet. All right, so Cirie is trying to form this alliance. I have not heard an alliance name. There's nothing going on there, but this is the alliance to watch out for. All right. There were cookout references made last night as well by Cirie. She talked about getting goosebumps when I think she was talking to Kristen when she was talking about that part, or maybe Nicole, I'm not sure which. So you've got that relationship going on. And then Cirie and Jared did get together on a couple of different occasions last night. I actually posted a video of the first time where they were really super whispering. It was hard to tell. But part of it was Jared said, I think Jared was telling Cirie that Izzy knows that he is Cirie's son. Sorry, I'm trying to get this said right. So there's that going on. So that's going to put a bit of a target on Izzy, but Izzy seems to be like, I'm very loyal, I'm not going to tell anyone kind of a thing. So maybe that won't get out. So that's a potential target or some potential threat to Cirie's game. So Cirie may get rid of Cirie. I'm going to guess is going to try to blindside Izzy and get her out so that that relationship won't be outed. Probably sooner than later, in my opinion. I think she's also going to target Corey, even though Corey said he's extremely loyal. I think she'll try to get him out as well. Those would be two big threats that I would try to get out early, but not do it maliciously, make it kind of a oops, sorry, you had to go kind of a thing. That's how I would see it going. And that's why Corey's being one of the 4 nominees. He's probably the most serious thing, especially since you got Cirie trying to form an alliance with the other 3 nominees, right? All right, so... Or not the other 3. Is the other 3? Yeah, Jared, Kristen, Felicia. Oh, yeah. Well, Jared being, so Nicole isn't in that list, but she's one of the other ones as well. So, okay, what else? Sorry, I'm looking at everything. Oh, alliances, by the way. There was this phalanx. Was it phalanx? Phalanx. Phalanx. Anyways. Alliance formed. I didn't watch the forming of it. I saw, look, it happened. Saw the guys standing in a circle, put their hands up in the air. It's Kirsten, Riley, Luke, Matt, and Jared. Just file that away as okay. It's not going to be a legit alliance. They said it in the workout room early on in the evening. They did a high five into the air. Maybe CBS will show it if they have time, but if they have other stuff to show, they'll probably show that because this alliance is not going to be real. Jared has already told Izzy about that alliance existing, and a couple of them aren't even getting along that well as the night went on. So I'm not too concerned about it. What other tidbits? Cameron, I think it was Kirsten. Was it Kirsten that said Cameron reminded her, or Izzy said Cameron gave her serial killer vibes? I mean, it's like, whoa, all right. And it wasn't said in a malicious way, just like a I don't like him kind of a way. Red talks like he talks, but he's very smart. Very smart. He's a sharp guy. But I haven't seen him playing. I don't see any of these people playing the game. What I've seen is Cirie playing the game. Oh, back to Cirie. So she had the first meeting with Corey, or with Jared, and then she had a second meeting with Jared out in the living room. And that one, I don't know how long it was for, but I had the one clip and I retweeted the clip by Taylor Allen. Taylor Allen grabbed the clip and I retweeted it, where she just basically, and she felt fairly confident they were alone. She looked at Jared and said, when you just walked away from Kirsten, you said, I'll talk to you later. She said, don't do that. So all serious, she looked at him and said, don't do that. You don't tell people I'll talk to you later. I don't need to know that you're going to talk to her later. Nobody else needs to know that you're going to talk to her later. You don't say things like that. That was almost a moment of stepping outside of. It was just like, whoa. There's Cirie. There's. Okay, it's not Cirie, by the way. I know, and I am stuck saying it that way. And I'm just gonna power through, but I want to address that too, that I realize I'm not saying her name correctly. I apologize. It's going to drive people insane, and I'm going to keep doing it. Cirie, right? Oh God, now I'm stuck. I got to stop. I got to just get through this. Anyways, watching her in that little clip, you can just see her mind working overtime, plotting, figuring, characterizing, thinking, just going through all these things in her head. It's like, that's the player. That is the person who has dominated every reality game she's been on, and who was going to totally dominate this game. All right. So Just a couple more bits, and then I'm going to circle around back and talk a little bit more about her. We don't know what the head of household status is. We don't know how we're going to get from 4 nominees to whatever the final is, if it's 3 or if it's 2. We're not sure how we're going to get there. I'm going to guess that maybe one option would be maybe have the 4 nominees compete and one of them will become head of household and, the other 3 will be nominated or 2 of them will be saved or something that they'll manage to someone will get to be head of household, but they really won't be able to I don't know if they're going to be able to change nominations. I don't know if these nominations are going to stay. I just don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. That could happen today. That comp that they could be doing a comp today, which means the feeds will be down for a while. We'll wait and see. What else? Have-nots. I talked about have-nots. Jared, Hassan, Luke and Corey are have-nots. Sounds like they pretty much volunteered for it. Corey said there was no beds left when he got into the house. He got in late after everybody picked beds. But the other guys volunteered for it, so I'm not going to dwell on have-nots right now. I'll dwell on have-nots later. What else? A lot of the house guests they're up and moving around now. Like Cirie, she's been in and out of the shower. Felicia's getting ready to take a shower, I think. Looks like Bowie and Kirsten are talking in the kitchen. So yeah, there's some life in the house. So anyways, maybe a competition today. I don't mean the feeds will be down for a while. Oh, that's all about the feeds too. And they're working fine on Pluto. TV Tater told me that it looks like there's commercials every 20 minutes or so for a couple of minutes. It varies though. It isn't fixed. So, if you want to try it out, you can go to Pluto TV/BBLF and you can check out the feeds for free. There's 5 channels. You can flip between the 5. I looked at it for a little bit, but I have Paramount Plus, so I'm watching on Paramount Plus. That's where we're going to, and we'll just leave it at that for now. I just want to talk about the content. So back to Cirie. There we go. Cirie. Now I'm saying it right. Back to Cirie. Yeah, she's going to just literally, the word steamroll cannot be said enough at this point. I don't think anybody, she's going to get rid of, I would think she gets rid of Corey and Izzy pretty quick. That's my guess. She's going to have this alliance formed. I'm waiting to see somebody say, I don't trust her or she needs to go. And if that gets back to her at all, then it's going to be just her focus is going to turn and then they're going to be gone. This is the closest I can come up with at this point now that I thought about it. First, it was kind of like, well, this is kind of like when Paul came back in Big Brother 19 because Cirie is probably not – I'm sure she's safe from nomination, but she doesn't even need to be. All right, let's be clear. I don't think she even needs to be. She's not going to get nominated. But I'm going to say – maybe they gave her some kind of guarantees about you won't be nominated. You'll be in the house for at least 3 or 4 weeks. And understand she's getting paid more, folks. She is getting paid a good chunk of money to be in this house. The average house guest, I can't remember what the stipend was. I thought it was like $1,400 or $1,500 a week. Somebody else said it's still $1,000. I don't know, but whatever it is, she's getting more than that a week just to be in the house. Yes, they do get money for being in the house. Just to kind of cover living expenses. It's a stipend is what it's called. So they're all making money. Not a lot of money, but they are all making money for being in the house because they're on TV. And so that's why sometimes towards the end, some people are like, I just want to make a jury because that means they're going to get the same. They've changed the number, by the way, but it used to be if you came in second, if you came in third, you got the same amount of money as the person who was the first juror member because they were all getting paid to be on the show, their stipend. But now they've changed that. There's actually some waiting going on. So you actually get more money for staying in the house longer once you get to jury. And that's a good incentive to keep people from wanting to just make it to jury. All right. Again, down the rabbit hole I go. Cirie is going to steamroll. When Paul came in Big Brother 19, he had some guarantees and he stayed around. But the other half, he didn't dominate other than that. I mean, there was some hero worship going on there. There may be hero worship that happens in this season, not sure yet. But the more I watched it late last night, the more I thought this felt like Big Brother 16 and Derek. And which is kind of funny because the community out there, some of the community out there is loving that Cirie is on. A huge part of the community, who am I kidding, is loving that Cirie is on. But she's going to run this place like Derek ran it. She is going to have the thumb on everything. She's going to have control. And if you cross her, you're going to be gone. And that happened a lot during Derek's season. He just carefully got other people to do the dirty work and shoo them out the door. Remember, Derek wasn't head of household, but once or twice, whatever it was. But he controlled things. Cirie is going to control things. Cirie is going to control things. And there was a lot of complaints during Big Brother 16 that Derek had it too easy. This is what's so bizarre. There were so many complaints that Derek had it so easy during Big Brother 16. Cirie is going to have it extremely easy this season, it appears to me. And yet, there's a lot of people out there that are going to love it and just eat it all up. Okay, that's fine. I've already said it. She's going to be the best person to ever play Big Brother. But remember, it's a professional coming in with a bunch of amateurs. You know, every other person that has been one of my top players in Big Brother, the first reality show they ever did was Big Brother. And so that is what made them, that watching them emerge and develop and become who they were all happened during Big Brother. We have a known quantity walking in the door here. What we're going to get to see is we're going to get to see all the bits that we've never seen on the other shows because they were all hidden, because the live feeds will get to see it. But, I kid you not, she's a professional. She's played Survivor 4 times. She's played Traitors. She's played Snake in the Grass. She's a professional, and it's going to show. And at this point, all I can do is go back. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to say, yep, that's how it's going to roll, and that's how it's going to go. So anybody who's rooting for anybody else in the house very much, except for maybe Jared, you just better be prepared for when your person goes down. And we would always say, don't have a favorite because your favorite's not going to win. Well, Cirie's probably going to win. Now, saying all that, I could get to the end. If Cirie makes the end, there's a chance for a bitter jury. There is a chance for a bitter jury to vote for the other person, whoever it is, if she ends up in the final two. There's also always that final two that she could not miss a quiz, and the person will be smart not to take her. So we've got some things here, but I really think Cirie is making final three. I really do. All right. So anything else to talk about? A couple other thoughts, and I just tweeted a little bit ago. A couple more thoughts on the Cirie thing. So a lot of people I'm friends with online, specifically people that I met through the sequester community, are just over the moon excited about Cirie being on. A lot of people. And I just tweeted it a few minutes ago where it's like, you know what? This is almost to me an old school versus new school thing. And the new school fans are loving this, that Cirie's going to be on and that she's going to dominate this season. The old school fans, and I would put myself among them, are like, I don't want to watch somebody come in and just steamroll. That's a known quantity. I want to watch new people. I want to watch people I've never seen before play. So there is that. Take that for what it's worth. When you see people that are anti-Cirie being on, just take that into account. They don't disrespect her. They don't think she's not a great player. I know how good she is. I don't need to spend 100 days of my time watching her do that. I'd rather see all new people. So there's that. Let's say a month from now, are we just going to be going, yeah, well, what's Cirie going to do this week? How's she going to get that? Is it going to be the excitement going to be watching how she gets people out? Because that's what I fear it's going to be. And that's kind of what Derek did. It's kind of like what Big Brother 20 with that alliance that was huge, and they just basically just pick, and you just knew the next one was going there. And they got to the point where they played with them. They're like, let's make them think they're going to have a chance, and then we're going to backdoor them, even though they. I mean, it just I don't see. The blind sides that are going to come this season are going to be manufactured blind sides. They aren't going to be blind sides of true, genuine blind sides. That's my opinion. That's where I see it going. The other thing I thought about is, why is it that people are excited to see the old school versus new school? But here's the other way I came up with it. And I said to Scott in Twitter last night. So And this is the I'm old thing, the kids these days thing. So you've got your Marvel's universe, right, of movies where you take every 6 months, every 3 months, whatever it is, a new Marvel movie comes out. It's the same characters. They are just in a different movie. It is the serial version of, it is boom, boom, boom. We're just going to do this. When's the next Iron Man? When's the next Spider-Man? When's the next? Okay, seen it. Same characters. When's the next? I've never seen these characters before. Like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, it was great because there was nobody I knew in that show. It was all new characters to me. But now, fast forward, they're in about 3 other characters, and there they are again. It's like, okay, I've seen these. I'm not seeing new. It feels like I would like to see all new people that I've never seen before, and yet I feel like the newer, younger generation of people that are watching Survivor watching Big Brother, they like to see the characters they know. They want to see all these famous people come back in and play the game. And it's like, I don't need to see. I know how good they are. I want to see people I've never seen before. I am now beating the dead horse. So with that, at 26 minutes, I think I'm going to start to wrap this puppy up. And if you've made it to this point, at some point, I think I'm actually going to try to sneak a commercial somewhere back in this previous part. If you hear a commercial coming through this, that was me playing with it, trying to insert a commercial just because I want to try it out. I still haven't done it. I've only kept it at the end. I tried to stick one in the middle of one of them. All right. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, either way, whether you hear a commercial or not. We're going to wrap this puppy up. We're going to give a shout out to everybody who's listening to this, all of you who have messaged me. Thank you, whether it's on however you're listening to it. I appreciate it. And my patrons that have signed up, appreciate it too. I've talked about Patreon before. It is not some exclusive club where you're going to sign into it and find all kinds of wonderful, amazing things that you would have never seen before. There are a couple things there, but it's not a ton. And you can actually watch me like yesterday's premiere show podcast, which has been taken down by Spreaker because they said there's music on it. There was no music on it. The original version with video is still on my Patreon site. So I'm trying to get my other one back up. I'm really annoyed with Spreaker right now because they said there was music, and it was me driving in a car. There's no music. We will, where am I going? I don't know. If you want to be a patron, go to patreon.com/BBGOSSIP. There's not a lot of people. It's an exclusive club, and it's very cool, and I love all those people for doing it and appreciate it. But you can sign up. It's a monthly thing. It is not a every episode thing. It is just once a month. Ding, you get a charge, and you can set that limit to whatever you want. I think it's $1 minimum is all it has to be. But the sign-up thing says 5, 10, or 20. But those are just because you had to pick 3. They want you to pick 3, and I think 5 may have been maybe you could set it to 3. I don't know. I set it to 5, 10, but you can change it. You can go in and change your settings if you want to. So if you would like to be a patron, do that. As far as signing up for the live feeds, I keep telling people to go to Hamster Watch to sign up for your live feeds. Those of you that are checking out for the first time on Pluto TV, if you decide, hey, I really want to watch it without these stupid commercials. By the way, the wake-up call just started with the little spinny circle thing that they've got this year. So the house guests are now officially being told to get up, and it is 9 o'clock Big Brother time. So that is traditionally the wake-up time. But if so if you want to get into the feeds, make sure you go to hamsterwatch.com and click on her link to get so she actually gets credit for the sign-up. If you just go through if you go through a web page that's from CBS, nobody gets any kind of reimbursement, kind of affiliate thing. They get the whole kit and caboodle. And also, I guess Pluto TV has a $9 ad-free version. That's much more expensive than the $5 Paramount Plus cost. And there is a code of, I think it's Big Brother 25. I believe the code is Big Brother 25 that gets you a free month. I will double check on that. Or if you go to Hamster Watch, she probably has it posted. All right. Couple other shout outs to a couple other. This is where I go down the rabbit hole again. Big Brother Network. I haven't given him a shout out at all really yet, other than a couple of retweets. He's always been a good supporter. and a great resource to go to check out stuff. But be sure to check him out and check out his site. And that's not just one person, but Matt is the person that I know there. And check it out. That's it, guys. I'm done. I've talked to you for over 30 minutes, and I got to get on with my life and start figuring things out. So we'll maybe talk to you again later tonight, or if not, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning, and we'll know maybe more what is going on. All right. Any questions, please tweet at me. Please leave comments wherever. On most of the podcasting apps, so I'm not going to see comments. If you really want to comment, you should probably come to Twitter and tweet at me, or you can always send me an email. ilovereality@gmail.com. Will get to me. I do read them, and I do respond to them. All right. Take care. Thank you again, and we will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.